So traditionally, good games drew users in by creating worlds for them which was not real life, these fantasy worlds. With playground sessions, we asked ourselves, can we create a game where you start in this fantasy world, but over time, as you progress, as you get better, as you get rewarded, that fantasy world becomes real life. So in designing playground sessions, as CEO and founder, I was able to choose what fantasy is it that I want to achieve with this game. And this should be obvious to you. Like many of you, I'm sure you want to create music. You want to be that rock star. You want to get that girl. So just turn that up just a bit. So I want to be Chris Martin. Why not? Okay. So what if I was to tell you through playground sessions, that's actually me on the piano. That's me on the piano. So playground sessions is a new way to learn the piano, starting with the keyboard. What's great about it is we took the traditional way of learning and we flipped it around. We put the user completely in control. We gave them the freedom to choose what do you want to play, which rock star do you want to be. So with publishing rights from all of the majors, global rights, you go into an iTunes-like store and you decide what song you want to learn. Using leveling and game mechanics, you can start off as a rookie, which we highly suggest if you're just starting out, but over time you'll become intermediate and then ultimately the advanced player. There's also all types of genres that you can choose. When you buy a song, you would go in, you can preview it, and then you would just go right to the cart, and then that will begin to download, and then you own it in your song library. So let's give an example here. We all know the importance of social and music being so social. So as our music teacher, we really wanted somebody that was inspirational, somebody that could touch people all over the world, because that's so important with music. So we chose David Sides. David Sides is a YouTube sensation. He has over 200 million views on YouTube, and he's your teacher. David will walk you through from beginner all the way through advanced. Okay? Now with technology, some of the great interactivity. So this is just an example of David will kind of walk you through where to put your hand and how to play something.
So let's take a look at the right-hand introduction of this song. Now, the introduction is only 4 measures long, and it only shows up in the beginning of the song. So now I want to walk you through measure by measure to teach you how to play this. We'll start in the first measure. We're going to have our thumb here on E, to the right of no C, our index finger here on A, and our ring finger here on...
So you could just, when you set up your keyboard will be represented. So when David plays, you'll know exactly where to play and where to follow along. If you ever get lost, you can just click on a note, it's going to show up on your keyboard. Now what's great is you follow along with David, you play along with him, but then it's time for you to go practice on your own. Okay? So I'll turn off these backgrounds just to give you a better sense of how it works before it gets really fun. I can slow down the tempo and stuff like that. But what you'll see is when I play it right, with groundbreaking technology, it will turn green. If it's wrong, it will be red.
2, set, go.
So these are all right. And if I play them wrong, so now I'll get a score, and this is where a lot of the game mechanics. So I see a 52%, I'm not very happy about that. But if I was, maybe I'd go ahead and post it on Facebook and I'd say something about it or tweet it out. I can always go into my progress report and that will show me my last data point. So you can see here, here's a song. You can see over time you're getting better and you're seeing your progress and you're getting rewarded for that. Now really important, of course, is leveling.
I'm sorry, you're out of time.
Oh, okay.
We're going over it right now, but
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks, Chris. A couple of quick questions because I wanted to make sure which way you were going. You led by saying this is a game in a playground, but it seems to be a piano instruction thing. What is it presented to the consumer first as? Is it presented as piano instruction or a music playground? Is it rock band or is it piano instruction?
So we've seen a lot of games, the rock band and the guitar heroes surely show the emotion people have with music and want to be that rock star. What we believe, though, is you have to start on the educational side and then add the elements of gaming.
Okay, so it starts as education. Second thing, second question is when you do instruction, generally when you do instruction, it's sort of hard to sell individual songs because people generally are paying to go through an instruction course. Is there some reason to believe that people will pay for individual songs when they're learning, or will they just be walked through? Will they walk through?
Of course, a big part of playground sessions is something we call the boot camp. So we created a music theory curriculum based on pop music. In the boot camp, you'll have over 30 hours of video tutorial giving you all the technique, which is fun and engaging. And then ultimately, you'll move into the song library, and then you'll be able to buy songs and level up over time.
Okay, so that's what the good. So let's contrast you to Piano Marvel, which you mentioned, which is another one in instruction, which is a more straightforward thing. You mentioned uses a similar technology to you when we spoke about it in the background.
They have I wouldn't call it similar technology, but they do use technology to teach mechanics of piano. Very different from playground sessions. Playground sessions, they sell you an experience. For instance, on Piano Marvel, you can't go in and choose songs. This is much more of a traditional way of learning. Whereas playground sessions, it all starts with choosing the song that you're going to be, passionate about and motivated by. They also don't have video tutorials.
Okay, and then I guess the last related question would be, when you get somebody in, who is the buyer? Is it someone buying for their kids? Is it someone buying for themselves? Which is it?
It's all of the above, honestly. Certainly there's a huge market out there of parents that want their kids to learn how to play an instrument, and they're buying playground sessions. Also, there's big trends today of all of the adults, right, that want to self-educate and educate at home, and we're presenting them with an option that's very convenient, very affordable, and it's helping them do things that they never thought before they were able to do.
It sounds like it's something where you should have one entranceway for the adults and another entranceway for the kids looking to be instructed, where their parents are paying. Someone else have a question?
I was just going to ask about the revenue model in terms of where you're actually expecting the revenue to come from and what that decision is that somebody's making.
Right. So there's multiple revenue.
I want to learn to play the piano. I'm going to buy this software or buy songs.
Right. So there's multiple revenue streams. You come in a subscription model for $9.99 a month, and that's going to get you the software with all the boot camp material for free. Traditionally, that type of theory stuff will cost you $300 on a DVD. That's all for free. Plus, you get big discounts on the song. So an hour-long video tutorial of the song will cost you $5.99 instead of a la carte, which would cost you $14.99. So you're getting it on the subscription, but as we're teaching people, as they're leveling up, as they're progressing, they're also buying songs. We're also partners with Yamaha, so we have distribution for them. We're sold through Guitar Center, and we have some of the biggest music publishers in the world that are licensing their content because we have the first ever real-time feedback when you're playing notation, so you're learning much more faster.
Great. I just have a quick question. Look like you wanted to ask.
Just briefly, what would you say? I was going to ask what really is unique about your product relative to other piano learning products, but I guess you just covered it, right?
Yeah, a lot of such as Piano Marvel and things that are out there today claim to be interactive, and there's certainly some interactivity. We're the first that has that real-time feedback. One of the best things about private lessons is they're telling you right away if you're playing something right or if you're playing something wrong. With playground sessions, when you're playing, you not only are you hearing where it's right or wrong, but you're also seeing it. So you can go back in, you can challenge yourself to get that manageable chunk correct. You see your scores, you get rewarded, and then you kind of continue on and progress and go from there.
All right, thanks very much, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.